What's going on, guys? Just got back from recording some 2 Twins 1 Controller with Devin. It's going to be on Phase today, so go check that out. It might already be up there whenever this is. I upload this. Could be at midnight, could be at 1 p.m, could be at, I don't even fucking know, could be never. I have a really interesting topic. Oh, before anything, I don't play free-for-all. I'm probably going to rage. The game's almost over. Look at that. Beautiful. But I saw someone tweet at me. I get tweets all the time asking about my exes and all that shit, and like, sex and blah blah blah, oh my god, lots of personal questions. Usually I don't like talking about it, but there's this one story that got brought to my head. I totally forgot about her, but there's this one crazy ex of mine, just crazy, like nuts. I don't even know where to start with this girl. Man, I'm not going to give any names or anything of anybody in this story, but I'm going to start off with how I met her. It was about in grade, I'm going to say grade 9, no, grade 10, which is, I'm about 15 years old at this point. Never had a girlfriend at this point. The reason was I just didn't give a shit about girls in elementary school and all that. I was too busy with sports and having fun with my friends and going playing video games. And it wasn't until like grade 9, 10 where I actually started to care about girls, once you got in high school. And then, oh, get the fuck out of here. Oh, supply drop, that's what I'm talking about. So in high school, there were always lots of parties, like every weekend or two, and I usually went to most of them. And then sometimes there were ones from other schools that I would end up going to, and they were pretty fun. And then one time I met with this girl, and let me hit a clip right here for you guys. Let's go. Anybody else want a little piece of agony? Yeah, let's. What? So at this one party, it was a party from another school, like a little farther in the city that I went to, and I met this one girl, which I happened to date not too long after. Actually, I think like right after. So like at this party, I made out with her and everything, blah blah blah, got her number, and then we just ended up seeing each other for a bit after that and dating. And the weird thing was, well, the things got crazy right away, but I didn't notice because it was my first girlfriend. I didn't know any better. Probably about maybe a week in, she told me she loved me through text, like the ILU or ILY or whatever it was. It was pretty stupid. Stupid as I was, and as noob as... Can I get up here? As noob as I was at the whole girlfriend situation and dating and all that, I said it back. I didn't know if I meant it or not because I didn't know what love was at that point. I was pretty new to it. All in all, I was just pretty pumped I had a fucking girlfriend. Literally, the only time we said I love you and all that shit was through texts, so it was pretty weird. We never really called each other. Every so often, maybe we did like through Skype or MSN. She ended up moving away across the planet. That's what it felt like to me back then. But it was only a 45-minute drive away. But when you're 15 years old and don't have your license, and I cannot climb up with this thing. My mom won't drive me around. My grandparents won't drive me around. My friends wouldn't drive me around. So literally, I only saw her one more time before things ended, and we were together for like another month or so after that while she was moved away. She had this one friend, and apparently he was gay, and he he looked pretty gay in my opinion. So this one time she went to the movies with this guy, and I was okay with it up until it got really weird right here. Like, I had like, it was like spider senses. When she was telling me this little story that she was telling me about the movies, I had a hunch that she was telling me it because she wanted me to know, like, what the real reason was. So she ended up telling me that her lip piercing came out. Here, I'll give you a little description of her. She was about 5'1", 100 pounds, a little, you could say punkish, like emo-ish. I don't know. She had a lip piercing, had like the hair and everything. She was cute, but damn was she crazy. The most annoying thing about it was probably her voice. She sounded like she was fucking 12 years old. Her voice is pretty fucking... It was pretty high pitched. And before you guys say anything, she was the same age as me at that point, 15. So she ended up telling me that her lip ring came out. And instantly when she said that, I'm like, dude, how does it come out? I asked her, how did it fall out? And then she was like, blah, blah, like, I don't know, never mind, and all that. Like, she was purposely wording everything she did so that I kind of knew what the fuck was going on. And I'm going to open the supply drop for you before I continue. Let's see what the... Getting rid of this fucking gun right here. This noob tube. What the fuck is that? Opening this bad boy. Give us that look. Give us that commentary look. Not what I wanted. Oh, if only you could see the text. I wish I remembered them. It would, like, she was literally making me think that she made out with this dude for it to come out. 110% that's what she was getting back because it gets better later. I stopped talking to her the rest of the night. I let her enjoy her movie, blah blah blah. I was a nice guy. Too nice. So I'm texting her later, and then she ends up coming out and saying that she wanted to date me and this other dude. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was nice. I didn't say anything bad. I was too nice of a guy. I can't stress that enough. I was retardedly nice, and I wish I wasn't. But I just stopped talking to her. I just said, nope, this can't work out, blah, blah, blah. You can be with this dude. I don't give a shit. I'm out. Ended up removing and blocking her off Facebook and all that shit. To be honest, I think she blocked me off Facebook because she was embarrassed. I knew her number. It was like this area code that I knew because she moved away, and it was just, I didn't really text many people from there, so I knew it was her, and the way she would text me too. She was one of those weird people that would use those weird ass emojis, so it was kind of easy to distinguish when it was her. So I was going along. This was probably about 5 months later. I think it was in October, and it was at like 1 a.m. in the morning. I had a call from an unknown block number, and of course it happened to be her. She was bawling her eyes out, and she said she was in shit with her family, blah, blah, she wasn't at home and nowhere to go, and I caved in and said she could come by, and she said she was going to pay for a cab, and she said her aunt was going to pay for it, so I was like, okay, whatever, it's 1 a.m, I'm super nice, and I'm super stupid, so come on by. She ends up showing up with this, get the fuck drop, motherfucker. Pulls up, the cab's there, the cab driver's like yelling at her, arguing with her, bickering, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Walk outside of my PJs, and she asks me for money. And I'm like, I thought you said you were paying for it. And she's like, no, I thought you were. And I was like, are you fucked? I was like, of course I don't have the money. Like, do you think I'm gonna pull $300 out my ass? It was a 45-minute cab, so you can imagine how much it was. I had to fucking call my mom to come and pay for this cab. She was out. It's 1 a.m, so you could guess. She was out drinking with her friends, having some fun. So my mom cabs probably about a $20 cab ride home to pay for a $300 cab. Luckily, she only had to pay $150 because the situation was so fucking stupid that the cab driver kind of felt bad. He was going to go to the cops and call the cops and everything, and my ex was down for that. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking down for that. Like, it's so weird. She was getting mad at the cab driver for not letting her go, and I was like, are you kidding me, man? Like, $300, he just drove 45 minutes. He is not letting you go. She ended up staying the night. My mom wasn't that mad because she was drunk. She had a couple friends over. And then, oh boy, did I get hell in the morning. And according to my mom, my ex actually said some unpleasant things to her, some pretty mean, fucked up things. So the morning comes by, my mom calls her aunt to come pick her up, who happens to be a cop, and picks her up and says she'll pay the money back eventually, probably in the next week or so. Never hear from them again. I'm kind of glad in a way I didn't hear from them because I didn't want to deal with her anymore. I just wanted her out of my life. I never really had her number blocked because the phone I had at the time was a BlackBerry, or it wasn't even a BlackBerry, it was a wannabe BlackBerry. I called it a Crackberry. It was a shitty blue phone. So she could still contact me through my phone, but I knew her number, so she knew I wouldn't text back. She probably texted about 4 more times within another 6-month span. I don't know. And man, this next part was so fucked up. You thought that was fucked up? Wait until this part. To be honest, I think the entire time I dated her, it was one big whole lie, and I did not know her at all. Like, I think I look at it now, dude, I did not know this girl at all. Like, she could have been pretty fucked up, doing some pretty fucked up things. I get a text from her phone saying, who is this? And I'm like, why are you texting me saying, who is this, from your phone when you clearly know who I am? And then I'm like, this is Kieran, who is this? And they're like, this is Sarah. I'm like, Sarah? And that is not my ex's name. This is apparently someone that my ex sold the phone to a week ago. About a week ago. I had to. I don't know how we kept the conversation going, and then at one point she says, oh, did you hear what happened to blah, 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 which is my ex? And I'm like, no, I haven't talked to her for how long, blah, blah, blah. She then goes and tells me that my ex was stabbed the night before at 1 or 3 in the morning at a random park. She said she was in critical condition in the hospital and was on life support, and I was like, whoa, I believed it. And I didn't really ask too many questions. I was like, what the fuck? I was just upset at first. Even though she was my ex and she did all that shit, I'm a nice guy and I care. And I was like, holy shit, this is this person that I know, that I dated and cared for and loved, might actually fucking die. And I've never dealt with death. I was pretty young. I was lucky I never dealt with death. So I went on asking questions for like a couple hours here and there, pretty upset. My mom knew. She took my phone and was asking questions as well. It never clicked into me. Like, why was this not in the papers? It was like in the afternoon the next day when I got these texts, and apparently she was stabbed the night before. Like, you'd think it'd be somewhere in the news. She called the police station of that city and asked if this actually happened. They said there was no records on it. It was too early or something. So it was getting pretty sketchy at that point. This so-called Sarah girl would not give any personal information about my ex, like the no contact info or anything, wouldn't give me any info on what hospital or anything what was going on. So my mom called around to the hospitals and there was no trace of this girl anywhere, my ex. It went so far that the Sarah girl told me that my ex actually died, and I was pretty upset. Like, I can't tell you how upset I was. Like, I shouldn't have been, well, obviously I'm upset. I can't say I'm not heartless. And then probably about 20 minutes later, she texted me that life support brought her back to life or something. I don't know how life support or any of that works, so I somewhat believed it, and I was like, what is going on right now? My mom was like, okay. I took my phone, started texting her, asking all these questions. I got the phone back after all these questions were asked, and then this Sarah girl happened to be my fucking ex the entire fucking time. She was literally just using that story to try and make me feel bad and try and talk to her again. I don't think I've ever gone through anything as fucked up as that. That's the most fucked up thing someone has ever done to me or said to me or like schemed. I don't even know what that was. Like, what were you attempting? It was over a year after we were broken up and she was still going at this. And I was like, she is an absolute nut. I knew it before, but this is just the definition of crazy. Right then and there, my mom threatened her and told her if she ever contacted me again, she would call the police and the authorities to get a restraining order and all the shit. She was pretty fucking mad. I was pretty mad. I was pretty upset. It was overall just 10 and 10 fucked up. I'm so glad she's out of my life. Can't really say I really learned anything from that, other than that some people are really fucked up. I should have learned my mistake the first time and just literally never had any more contact with her again. It's been like 2 or 3, I think it's been 3 years since, and I couldn't be happier right now. I'm in a really good place in my life, and I got a beautiful girlfriend right now that I love. Life's just great, and it's full of mistakes, but you learn, and then eventually, if you're not happy, you will be happy. You just gotta find it, and that's all I really care about right now. I just care about becoming happy and making others happy. I really enjoyed telling you guys this story. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, can we hit maybe 5,000 likes? If you didn't though, don't leave a like. I'm not gonna, damn, this map looks so cool like this. But if you didn't enjoy it, you don't have to leave a like. Leave a comment, any criticism at all if I'm not talking directly to you, or if I'm playing like shit, because to be honest, I haven't played all week, so I can vouch for that. I'm playing like absolute shite. I have a lot of weird ass fucking stories that just pop into my head sometimes, so let me know. You guys spark my imagination, and not my imagination, but you guys spark memories of mine that I like to reminisce on. I can't say I like to reminisce on that, but I enjoyed telling you guys it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out.